body bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm a Sunday night reviewer. And to bring the end of our theme week, which was Vinegar Syndrome, I decided to bring you the VSA number 17, 1995 or 96. I think it's 1995. Anyway, it's The Grave by Jonas Pate. Not sure how you pronounce that. So we have quite a good cast actually. Craig Sheffer is in this. I think Boone from how's that movie just gone out of my head? Oh my god, Nightbreed. How did that go out of my head? You have Josh Charles, Keith David, small part, Eric Roberts, well, small part, Gabriella Anwar, Giovanni Ribisi, again, small part, Anthony Michael Hall. So there's some like kind of well-known faces in this movie. But we follow, forget the characters' names, which is never really a good thing. But so we have two friends and they're planning a prison breakout. They get a little help from one of the guards and they make their escape. It was for some bank robbery or something like that. And I don't think you ever really know where they are and the period of time where they are. I mean, I can't figure it out if it's not maybe in the 70s or 80s, like that sort of thing. It's not really a thing that really makes any difference to the story, but it's just a couple of bits and pieces like you hear throughout. It kind of pinpoints around that time, I think, and it's somewhere in the South. You get that by all the accents in this, in America, like somewhere in one of the US states in America. So yeah, these two they've escaped. They're escaped and in the swampland. So yeah, they're trying to get away. They want to actually get to Mexico, I think it is, at some point. So they actually want to change how they look. So they get to this house, stumble across this house, and they changing their clothes. They're stealing them from a line when one of our guys gets shot. A pretty bad wound. So they actually get someone, they flag someone down to take them in the car. Yeah, Eric Roberts, kind of a very cool, quirky character with a cool story. This movie is all stories by all characters, and it's kind of fun. It's very like comedics, like dark comedy. But it works really well. So yeah, he actually takes them to. They have like a contact, like a friend, which is Anthony Michael Hall, and is with a couple of guys, and so they leave the wounded guy there. So Craig Sheffer, our guy, it was this story that they heard, which kind of kind of pushed through the prison break of where there's some gold, some treasure hidden in this grave. So yeah, he hooks up with his ex-girlfriend, have a night of passion. And he goes to the grave basically. But while he's having his night of passion, I think it's the guard that helps him. That helps Craig Sheffer escape. He's basically following. He's heard this story and he's kind of following him, hoping like he'll tell him like how, like where it is, sort of thing, or give him the information, or whatever he's going to do with him. So he's kind of spying on them. But our other friend, was it Josh Charles? So he eventually passes away, but not before he's told Anthony Michael Hall and his two buddies where this treasure is, or where they think this treasure is. So they go looking for it. One of them there's one that's on the lookout. He hears someone coming, gets spooked, kind of attacks him, doesn't realise it's Craig Sheffer that's gone to this with their buddies. So they're like, they've killed him. Oh no! So they stick him in the grave, and all there is in the grave is this ring. So they take it to Craig Sheffer's ex-girlfriend, who happens to work in this store. She's like into antiques and that, and she kind of deciphers this ring, but realizes that there's actually, it's not all there. It doesn't make sense. So there's a second ring. So they go back, dig it out, down again, get it out, open it up. Craig Sheffer's still alive in there. They're like, oh crap, sorry. Drag him out. So they get the other ring, and he's like, what the hell's going on? And yeah, they'd say that the friends actually died. They hit him, they buried him, left him for dead and stuff like that. And kind of like I said, it's got this kind of dark comedy thing going all the way through. But yeah, like we see the prison guard again, and he's like trying to find out more information. One of the guys, he kind of jumps, knocks him out, and then wants information, so he ties his chain to his leg, an anchor to him, and throws him in this river to get his information, to kind of track down where they are. And yeah, so all the other guys, they've got the 2 rings, so now they know that they take it to ex-girlfriend. She can read, and they figure out it's in not his grave but his wife's grave. So they go there, and it's open. It's just some stairs leading down, and it's this something off the Goonies sort of thing, this cave full of wonders. And then they get locked in. Yeah, they get locked in. Craig Sheffer, Anthony Michael Hall, and the buddy that's not been thrown in a river. And it's actually being a bit double-crossed by the girlfriend. She goes up top, she closes the grave, but then there's the prison guard there. They have a bit of a scuffle. She gets shot, but she shoots him and kills him. But then obviously she doesn't realise, like, he's a policeman, or he's a prison warden at least. And throughout this whole movie, at the start you have this like this reverend, which is Keith David, and he's talking to this voice, to this person that has this raspy voice, and we find out it's her that's been shot in the neck, and she's actually on death row because she killed a prison guard. And yeah, so she gets the electric chair, and Keith David goes off. He's heard the story, which people keep talking about the story, and so he goes into the grave and goes down. And that's the end of our movie. This was a fun one. It's not one I'd heard about during the 90s. It's like quite a small known director. He's not done too many things. I think he's done a few TV bits. He's maybe got like one other movie, I think, that was a couple of years after this, with Tim Roth maybe, or something. I can't remember what that was called. It's not one I've seen, but I really enjoyed this. This was great. Yeah, it's really difficult with the VSA line of Vinegar Syndrome, because it's all over the place. So it's like, does it fit in there? It's like, well, it's a bit hard not to fit in there, because they have all sorts of movies in there. It kind of feels a bit odd that it was a VSA. I think just unlike a normal VS release. But yeah, it's kind of well-made movie, nicely put together. It's nothing too intricate. Yeah, you got some twists and turns, but it's fairly easy to follow. But the story's kind of entertaining. The acting is pretty good all the way through, and all the little character stories all the way through, and all their interactions make this like a really kind of pleasant watch. And yeah, I really enjoyed this one, so I recommend you pick it up. I think that it is still for sale on the VS site. I think it was limited to 3,000 or 5,000, but I think there's about like 500 left or something. But you probably watch this on Tubi. Normally everything on the VS website gets on Tubi, so you want to watch it, you just don't want to pay for it or anything like that. You are pretty sure you're going to find it on there, but it's definitely worth a watch. I quite enjoy this one. This is the second time I've watched it now. But anyway, that's the end of the review. Yeah, it's 5,000, because I have number 4,435. Yeah, that's the end of the review. If you guys enjoyed it, and I'll catch you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.